see it rain clearly now. I can see clearly now the rain has gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. I look rough as a badger. Rough as a badger. Oi, oi. How we doing? Gary Belfast. Big up Freedom Dad. Are we live tonight? Bring her. Right. Different position tonight, guys. Wee backdrop freezer. At least we forget. What happened to your wee rest, Freedom Dad? This is a rest. Yes, mate, how's you? I'm in the middle of making dinner and waiting for Mr. Palestinian to go live. And we might do a TikTok live and a YouTube live together tonight. We'll see what happens. Stephen, how you doing? Vixen. Bernie Doherty, hello Freedom Dad, I'm good, thank you all. Big up Paul Morris, great video up Freedom Dad. Yeah, big up Paul Morris, guys. Some flag that, cheers mate. I got loads of flags. Somebody was wanting a backdrop, so I thought I'd just get the least we forget one up, you know. Wazza, good to see you. Kenny McDermott, loving the flag. Freedom Dad, thank you. Thank you. Evening Freedom Dad, evening room. The Freedom Dad team's in the house because we're meant to be going live tonight on our enemies platform on TikTok. Weather is brutal. Oh, tell me about it. We have been non-stop. What's up? Huh? You looking at? Weather's brutal. Stay safe. Tell me about it. I was going to tell you what happened to Kittens, but I can't. I'll give away where she lives. Anybody really wants to. All right. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the hang up blue down. Oh. Yeah. All right, Freedom Dad, mate in chat. Hello there, Nissan Dory. Good to see you. Paul, hi all. What's the weather like? Brutal. Smash the like button, guys. Thank you, Gary. Hit the like. Time to stand. Good to see you, bro. Power been out a couple of times here in County Londonderry. Hope you're all good. No power, no internet. Oh. What's that? No. Daughter went back to Scotland today. Worst flight ever. Never again. Not a great time to be flying. Vixen, Alan, Michelle, good to see you. Blows the cobwebs away. It does that. It does that. Was away shopping today, guys, with my godson and Caitlin. Got a few slates off the reef here in good old Montrose. Yeah, it's bad here. There's stuff thrown about, flying about. Furniture in the garden, from one end of the garden to the other. Fences down, you know. Umbrellas seem all the reach. Everybody's laughing at that one, guys. Everyone's laughing at that one. So yeah, you know, you've seen the video. Hello Ragnar, good to see you, mate. Boogie. What a boogie night shift. Yeah, so I know I haven't been, like, when I say a day off, I mean I'm not going anywhere. You going live? Who's that? No, it was on. It's come up on my hingy. Text message? Yeah, let me quickly have a wee look at that. Sorry, mate. Sorry about that, guys. I need to have a look. I thought I was getting abused. It was D Drive, mate. I thought you were talking about me. Yo, big up Freedom Dad, great video, perfect comeback. Thank you, CJ. Couldn't have done it without you, mate. You know what I mean? It was all your content. Mary Poppins with the umbrella, yeah. Wasp, Paul, Terry. CJ's in the house. I've got too many pinchers and had them out of walk, nearly flew away. Just watched Paul Moore's video broadcast complimenting Freedom Dad and the good work you've been doing. Yes, he's an absolute diamond of a guy, and we're reaching out to him right now, so we are. Everybody saying hello to CJ. Big up CJ. Number 55. Yeah, so CJ, like, I'm waiting, and D Drive, bro. I'm waiting for I've got guys waiting to see if he's going to go live. I've got my other phone there. I'm going to go on the big TikTok because I've only been using my wee TikTok with only 3,000 people on it. So I'm going on the big 11,000 TikTok tonight. You know what I mean? If you're going to do something, you may as well do it right. So, thanks. What was that? You saying hello, Freedom Dad. Hello, BG. How you doing? Umbrellas at the one, I know. Mental, innit? Mental. This is what it's all mental. Yeah. Couldn't buy a lighter anywhere. Seriously, like Tesco's weren't selling them, Poundland didn't sell them. Who else didn't sell them?
That was only Biscuit Jack.
Was it?
Yeah.
Where be Ursher Chick? Ursher Chick's keeping an eye on Paddy Stinian on TikTok to see if he's going live. And then hopefully I'll be able to go live on TikTok with yous listening to the TikTok. We're all going to have to carry umbrellas. Let's see, gives me an umbrella. I did get Palestinian an umbrella, right? I really did. I wanted to make up for, you know, him losing his wee red umbrella, right? So I thought the boys all chipped in, all the Patriots chipped in. I thought we'll get Paddy Stinian a new umbrella. So it's here for him. If he wants to come and pick it up. I said stop the boots. I hope he doesn't mind. Stop the boots. Surely he's on the same page as us with that one. You know what I mean? As long as there's no Palestinians on the boat, he should be all right with that, shouldn't he, guys? I mean, stop the boats unless there's anybody from Gaza on it. My nice flag. My great uncle was fortunately shot down. Yes, it's at least we forget flag, guys. I've got CB on live watching this clown. Happy days, cheers, mate. I just love it. Carry a good fountain pen. All right, come on, man. Let's not get us all barred and banned from YouTube. You know what I mean? But yeah, you gotta look after yourselves these days, guys. You know what I mean? Wasp was here, or a gnarly blackthorn. LOL. Yeah, we got one of them as well. Floating about, so we do. But good evening, friend. I hope all is well. Be safe from the umbrellas. I thought you're having the rest. I am having the rest. I'm sitting with the Freedom Dad team, with my community. How much of that's me relaxed. This is me relaxed, guys. It is 20, just gone 25 to 9, and I'm not long in. Can I hear they write beautifully? So yeah, guys. When I say I'm having the day off, there was so much I should have been doing tonight. I should have been at Ainsworth. There was a prayer walk I was meant to be involved in, and I just didn't have the energy. I knew I didn't have the energy, and I was planning of just chilling out, but then I got dragged into going shopping. So I did with Caitlin for Christmas stuff, and that was a bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you. We nearly lost the godson on the way up the road. Okay, the wind. We've looked around and the plastic was on his face, you know what I mean? Like, whoa. But he was quite happy at a bottle. He was drinking his bottle, so it wasn't like he was in any danger. Like, but that's how windy it was. It pushed the rain cover right into him, like, you know what I mean? So yeah. It's all going to kick off here soon enough. Well, let's not hope that's true there. Night shift. Freedom Dad, stay in the house. You would lose your hair. No, CJ, my hair's going nowhere, mate. You know what I mean? I know you got a thing about my hair, and I wish I could take some out and like plant it into your head for you. You know what I mean? Because I know how much my hair means to you. But sorry, mate, I'm keeping it. You know, our Caitlin needs a cough bottle. Aye. Space get that, yes. Yes, you need to stop smoking. Yeah. The left couldn't box bananas for fives. Mon the baldies. CJ, he uses Gorilla Glue. Yeah. I'm just fortunate. Just one of them fortunate guys that has my hair. I think I'm starting to go a wee bit at the sides, you know what I mean? But I'll deal with that when it comes to it, you know what I mean, guys? But look at that, CJ, eh? How jealous are you, mate? Look at that. Oh, look at that. You want a bit of that? Silver Fox is right. Kenny McDermott is right, mate. So yeah, I've got a wee announcement anyway. 15th in it, guys. Ballymena came through the day. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Yes, tell Dean to go on live. Wee hot honey and lemon for Caitlin. Number 55. I went bald when I was like 21. A bit on the side. It's not the cough. You're coughing. It's the coughing you're carrying often. I don't think Paddy has the swingers, mate. Do you not think so? Time to stand. Well, I'm ready when he is. I've got my 3 TikToks up and going in case, because just in case, you know what I mean, what TikTok he wants to do it on. So we're ready. I can't invite you. I'll invite you on where? On this? I can't do that now, can I? No, I don't think I can do it right now, mate. I need to do it before I start it up. No, man, I'm not going live. He's going live. I'm live on this. I'm not going live. I don't do lives on TikTok, guys. Like I say, I've got 100,000, 11,001. I think 7,000 on an hour TikTok, and my newest TikTok's up to just over 3,000. So, yeah, you should be able. But on this, that's just.
Is there maybe an invite button?
No. Create copy link, create post, copy link, mail, WhatsApp. That's Sharon.
Ask him what you do.
How do you do it, mate? Yeah, I am resting. This is me resting, chilling. Got the Freedom Dad team here. Got my dinner on. You know, everything's good. Just chilling. I haven't been out and about like doing anything like work, like filming and you know jumping about with my head on the swivel in case you know how it is these days, guys. But yeah, just a nice wee day. Going out with the grandson, my godson. Caitlin was doing a bit of shopping, so just helping her carry stuff about shops and make sure that the pram didn't take off in the wind. Evening wee bit bunkers. Didn't get as many invites out tonight, so I tried to get as many. If you can't, don't worry, we will do one soon. Yeah, well, if he goes live tonight, then I will ask him to invite you on, Foxy lad. There's Foxy lad. Hello everyone. You made an appearance on our video today, Foxy lad. Part of the Freedom Dad team and the CJ team. Robo Tyler. Hello, mate. How you doing? Foxy lad Vixen. Hey, wee bit from Caitlin. You can just say hello on this if you want, Caitlin. No, thank you. Camera shy tonight.
What's about these potatoes?
Give them a wee stir with a fork. Just make sure. Just give them a wee stir. But once you stick the fork in and they're soft, don't know how to cook potatoes, guys.
I know how to cook potatoes.
So what are you asking me about?
Because you're in charge.
Oh, I'm in charge.
Yeah.
I like being in charge, guys. I don't get to be in charge very often. We bit daughter back saving. What's that? Scottish Lives. John Rankin, hi, Caitlin Boyd, wee bit bunker, CJ audits, and time to stand. What you having for your tea? I am having mashed potatoes, burgers without the pap, and spaghetti. Just working class grub. You know what I mean, guys? Freedom Dad, I'd love to scrap with Paddy, mate, busting for it. We're not fighters, guys. We don't need to fight. Our fighting days are over, you know. Time to stand, saying hello to John Rankin. 109 in the house. Thank you guys for coming in. So yeah, have we got the date yet? Anybody got confirmation on the date? I'm sure it was the 15th. 15th. 13th. So we've got 13th, 17th, and 15th. Right, I'm just going to check, guys. 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Right. Wrong freedom dad, our freedom days are nigh. Yeah. Well, we're ready. We're ready. We're guys. We're fucking prepared for peace and ready for war. You know that. You know. Is it the 16th for Steve? Right. One thing at a time. What did I say? 17th. 17th. Okay, guys. So we got through on the Parades Commission today that we have a big demonstration parade in Ballymena on the 17th of January. Okay. Now it has been marked as sensitive because it's Ballymena. The route's been marked out, and yeah, it's going to be big. It's going to be a big protest. It's in support of the families who haven't got any justice, and to let them know that the rest of Northern Ireland are aware of what's going on, and we fully support them and behind them. And we aren't wanting any violence. The guys, I'm there. I done the route with the guys to know what way we're going, what's the best way, because citizen journalists need to know what's going on. You know what I mean? So I'm just glad the guys invited me down, and we went for a walk around Ballymena, spoke to some locals, and yeah, we had a good wee day. Went for some neat at the local hanging and spoke to some of the boys from the bonfires who had interviewed over at the 11th and 12th. So in general, you know, like as always, anywhere Freedom Dad goes, I always spend a lot of time speaking to people who come up to speak to me. Even today, it was pretty hectic in the shopping centre today, eh, Caitlin? Yeah, people coming up and want to chat, and it's difficult, you know, because you don't want to like say, oh, I'm really busy, because you're jumping about trying to get a ring in, the pram's full, bags all over the place, baby there, and people want to come up and say hello to you and that, you know. So you know, I'm not the type of guy. I'll always have time for people, guys. You know what I mean? So thank you, Peter. The votes were cancelled. I can't believe that. I heard the Palestinian Shinners had a wee fight with an umbrella in Belfast a few days ago. Like I'm saying, I've got him a new umbrella. For those that missed it, I've got him a new umbrella. I know it's backwards, but it says stop the boats. So I'm gonna hopefully, if he wants it, I'll post it to him for Christmas. You know, because you see what happened to his wee red umbrella. Is there much happening over Christmas period, Foxy lad? Not has from our side. We are keeping a close eye on the Parades Commission to see what they're up to. You know, Christmas time is going to be for a family. Most of the all I can speak for is like me and CJ. I'm sure Lindsay as well, and Patriotic Media. We will be doing Christmas specials. We'll try and keep it have a bit of laugh. Everybody will be on holiday, so we'll be putting videos out that you've probably seen clips of videos. I'll be going live. Maybe do a big live at Christmas. See what you've all got for Christmas and stuff like that. Just a community spirit at Christmas. Time to let the hair down a wee bit, have a wee drink with yous, have a laugh, and plan for the new year. You know, so that's what it's about at Christmas for us. Keeping this going, keeping the community going. People who don't have family or people who are on their own. Quite a lot of Generation X. You know. All right, brilliant. So it's on right. So the Ballymena demonstration, protest, whatever you want to call it, parade is on the 17th of January at 3 o'clock. As Pink Ladies in Town at 1. And the Pink Ladies in Town at 1.
Yeah, so obviously they're going to have to make it from the town at 1 o'clock down to Ballymena for 3.
Oh, right, okay.
So there's the Pink Ladies at 1 o'clock. And then
in Belfast?
Yeah.
And then we've got the
Ballymena at 3 o'clock.
Ballymena at 3 o'clock. Yeah. Right, so they've got an hour to get to Ballymena, basically.
Yeah.
Well, we can sort that out. We'll get a bus. We'll get a bus for you, Pink Ladies. Hi, Freedom Dad and everyone else. Hope all's well. I heard there's diversity barriers up in town. Is that true? There's they're outside. What do you call that? What do you call that big place? Is it where the Giants? Yes. In here?
Yes, that's
it. Is that we got one of them? I thought that was one in Glasgow. No, in Belfast. Yeah. So I've yeah, Odyssey, yeah. So we were driving back the other day, me and Pinky and wee Glenn, I can't remember who else was in the car, and we seen them. They came. It's one of them roads when you're driving by, you can't really turn around, and we were going to do a big loop because I wanted to video them. Spanking brand new peace barriers, you know, diversity barriers. So basically, they're in a shape. Let me put this down. Put this on here. So basically, they're in a shape of an L, right? They're like spikes, like that way, and then you've got this like that. So if a car goes over it or tries to go over it, when it hits this bit, that bit comes up. So it's in a way where it's in a shape like that. So it sits like that. So when a car comes in, the spikes hit underneath the car and lift the car up. You know what I mean? So that's what we've got in Belfast. They're here and they're around the Odyssey Centre. They've just been brought out. They're brand spanking new. You can tell they're brand new. So yeah, they're here, and that tells us everything we need to know. You know, we have problems of people. No, we didn't even have these when the IRA were bombing us. You know, we really didn't. Yes, we had barrels. I can remember growing up, our pubs were always a target. Loyalist Protestant pubs were always a target. And if you remember, some of you older ones will remember the big barrels full of concrete and the big wire mesh going up outside the pubs. Our pubs were like police stations. Some of our pubs were like police stations. That's how much they tried to attack our pubs. Buzzers, you had to buzz to get in. There would be a camera, buzzed. You know, this is back in the day, like, you know, buzz, gate would open, then the gate was shut, and then the next door was open. That was just to get into our pubs. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was as much security as we had, which was pretty extreme for our pub guys. You know what I mean? You remember the barriers. We had the barriers in the town, the click, 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 click. You know, going through, you get your spag. White women, my mum used to get her bag searched, and men would get searched. There would be tables on each side for everybody going into the town. You couldn't really get into the town or drive into the town. Everything had to be, even a person went through security. And then on the way out, it was like turnstiles that click, 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 click. That's, you know, everybody will remember that. You know what I mean? And that's what we had growing up when the IRA were at their most ferocious, you know, bombing the life out of us and the rest. But today, it's different. Today, it's different, you know. So, there's more security today. When you see the police at the Christmas, you know, they are expecting an attack somewhere. There will be an attack somewhere in Great Britain, you know. I remember them closing everything at night at 9. Dan's Barn, Roden Street was like Fort Knox. That's one of the ones I'm talking about. Busy seeing you, Glenn and Pinky, in Lanyon Place yesterday. You were standing like DOE workers looking into a hole in the ground. Oh, yeah, that'll be us. That'll be us. That's from Mr. Panic. Ring of Steel, Belfast, and local bars and clubs like Fort Knox. Yeah, that's back in the day, guys. But what I'm trying to say is it's 2025 and it's a different threat. You know, it's not a threat from the IRA. These barriers aren't going up against it for the IRA. It's not the Catholic community. It's attacking us. It's Islam. It's Islam. It's Islamic terrorists. You know what I mean? And like I've always said, these are Islamic terrorists make our terrorists look like Mickey Mouse, and it's true. You know what I mean? Our terrorists used to, IRA used to make it, apart from the Oma bombing and the Enniskillen bombing and the Shankill bombing, right? The name a few, you know what I mean? Then you had the Warrington bombing, you had the Guildford 4 and the Birmingham, the Guildford bombing, the Birmingham bombs. There was bombs that didn't have any warnings. I agree, we know about that. But in general, the IRA would phone up and tell you, listen, we planted a bomb or get the civilians out, you know what I mean? These guys don't. The Islamic terrorists, they're not phoning you up to tell you there's a bomb. They're wanting mass civilian casualties. And that's where we are today, you know what I mean? People got to understand that. Them burgers might need turned around. Okay. What did you think of the people praying in Belfast? I haven't seen the people praying in Belfast. Like I say, guys, I haven't been online. I have been like doing family stuff, you know what I mean? That's a day off for me. Normally, these guys don't see me. You know, I'm up in the morning, I'm gone before 9 o'clock, and I don't get back sometimes to 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. So this for me is a day off. So yeah, a day off for me doesn't mean I'm just sitting there doing nothing. You know what I mean? A day off is not doing content, not going out and filming and interviewing people and traveling about the country.
I think this says that the women, the English ladies are coming over on the 17th. That's why it's happening in City Hall.
Right, so
they try and put a bus on.
Right, okay. Okay, the English pink ladies are coming over on the 17th. So yeah, we need to get something sorted out to get all these pink ladies from Belfast to Ballymena within an hour. You know what I mean? So we'll do it. We'll manage it. Lindsay Brown, she'll be on top of that, and Robin. You know, Stormy Night. Hi, Leslie. John Loughlin. Yeah, it is. We got fences down. We got garden furniture from one end of the garden to the other, and yeah, it's pretty. And one of my mates was over at Tesco's, and a woman came out with a full trolley, stopped to talk to somebody, and the trolley just took off with a gust of wind. You know, so day off is a day trip to Ballymena to walk a route for a parade. Yeah, yeah. So fair play, mate. Well done, well done. And all we got to hope for now is a peaceful, constructive, meaningful protest. You know, and we've got plenty of time. We've got Christmas and all that to talk about it. And well done, John. You know, Mr. Hunter. I know he's a good man, and somebody I don't pay enough attention to, but I am going to start paying more attention to. You know what I mean? It's just getting to know people, and you know what I mean. And sometimes I feel a lot of people, especially in the political world, are sort of hands off freedom, dad. But I totally get, you know, I totally get it 100%. You know, a lot of these guys are trying to move forward politically and behave in a political way. You know what I mean? And freedom, dads. I'm not political. There's not a political bone in my body. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't mean you know. All I want is for peace and for our future to be peaceful for our children. You know what I mean? And that's it. You know what I mean? And you know what I see, what's coming, and how our government are treating us, and how they call us far right and racist because we speak up about Islam. Scares the life out of me. Scares the life out of me because you know at the end of the day, guys, we are the last to really know what's going on. You know, our kids coming forward, they're too busy fucking on roadblocks and what's that other one where they fly in Fortnite, you know, Fortnite and all these gaming things, you know what I mean? And totally oblivious. And everything's getting set up. Everything's getting set up to keep everybody in the house. Loads of social benefits, loads of money, loads of pip. Everybody's on pip. Everybody's getting no sense that they're working. You know, guys are working really hard, and there's people not working. You know what I mean? And a lot of people deserve it. They need it. You know what I mean? But there's people out there taking a piss, and we all know that. And some of these guys are capable of working, are taking advantage of a system that's there to be taken advantage of. You know, and you know, a lot of guys that are working really hard, coming home at the weekend, shattered, not still just making ends meet, hardly any money left after they pay the bills, and they're watching Joe Blogs down the street, driving a motorability car, and seem to have money all the time. You know what I mean? And you know, it is a difficult thing to talk about because I know so many people who deserve it and need it and get it. You know, and it's trying to, you know, has me as a guy, we can tell who's who and what's going on. And benefit cheats have been going on for a long time. Let me get back to Dean's there. Benefit cheating has been going on for a long time. It was always frowned upon. Remember back in the day, people used to be exposed, big families and all that. Oh, benefit cheats and all that. Look, he's out working, and there used to be documentaries about it. And I'm sure that Roger Cook done it. But nowadays, when people are benefit cheating, other people are going, well done, for pretty. You know what I mean? Because the working place is an absolute a mess. Guys are working really hard, hardly able to make ends meet. So hey, the foreigners are coming in, taking full advantage of it. So why shouldn't you? That's my personal opinion on it. I'm not here to judge anybody, guys. I'm here for a fair, equal playing field. And if these people can come in, have translators, and get pipped because they snore, then fucking knock yourselves out, guys. Get as much as you can, because that's what the government want. The government want to pay you all as they want to get you all off work. They want to control the money that you have because it goes through universal credit and PIP, so it's all already digital. And then they can also, in the future, they can then control what you spend it on. And that's why they want everybody out of work, because we're going to be in a situation where AI is going to be doing everything. You got the big warehouses, Littles and all these big Tesco's and all that. You see in America, like Amazon, there's hardly anybody works in them anymore. It's all automated. It's all automated. You've got forklifts that drive themselves that can just fly about all together and all computerized. You know what I mean? How are we doing now? Are they done? Do you want to come and say hello and I'll mash the spuds?
I don't want to say hello.
Why?
Not tonight. I like to mess.
You look beautiful, Caitlin. Would you like to come and say hello? You have never been on. Your mama bear. You're like the top feet of that team. Nothing,
I think you were digging about her.
nothing goes on unless it goes through Sarah, you know what I
I'll
mean?
take the mic and I'll read the comments, but I
okay.
don't want to be on camera.
Oh, come on. You look
Thanks.
absolutely fine. I'm going to mash some spuds, guys. Caitlin's going to talk to you.
Nice to meet you because it was nice to know today. Lady,
Oh, read Dean's comment out for me, will you?
you just said back up our Caitlin, but
No, go back. There's a big comment he's put there. Go to the Dean's comment.
peaceful is a must as we are down to represent this family. So anyone looking trouble, please stay away. I get your frustration, but this is not the pre for anything.
No masks.
Yeah, no, there's no need.
No masks.
No chance of not mind being mad opening that window all day. Lindsay Brown says go on, Sarah. Love you, Lindsay. Lindsay, do you know Mark says that I'm not allowed to wear the jumpers?
No, she's not allowed to. She's not allowed to wear the jumpers, Lindsay, out and about. Do you know what I mean? Because like you fucking.
He thinks I can't handle it.
No, but it's on the back of the jumper. You don't know who's coming up behind you.
Yes, Space Cadet, I know. It's time to stand. I'm not being shy. I look a mess. I'll be wearing it with pride, Lindsay. Yeah, wee wigs. Yeah, Gary, I'm not singing.
Oh, she'll be singing on the Christmas special, guys.
Unless you find me a bottle of wine. It's not happening.
She'll be singing on the Christmas special. Get the milk and the butter out. Fucking hell, man.
Remember everyone had that like button and someone threw the throat time in coffee like that?
At least we forget, guys. At least you ever forget.
Cooking with freedom, that is right.
Yes, it's my day off, guys. Fucking day off.
Thanks, bubblegum.
What's up, that, man? What's up? Yeah.
Number 55 says somebody's putting plenty of butter in them spots. He takes pride in this spot, guys.
Right. Okay, can you manage the rest, eh?
That Patty's okay. Bye.
Oh, honestly, guys.
Gary says I'm getting a tail bags. Tail from TV.
So what's happening? Where's all that up? Me too, I'm Taddy Masher here too, yep. Taddy Masher, content creator, dog walker, babysitter, FD, Paddy Stein's umbrella war. What's next? Snowball fight in Belfast at Christmas. Good one, Philip. They're not on TikTok. They're not on TikTok too. Yeah, so we're waiting for Paddy Stein to come on TikTok live because he's right. So you've seen the video today, guys. You know what I mean? And this guy's been going on about me for a wee while. You know what I mean? It's been pretty shit, like some of the stuff. You know what I mean? And I don't watch it. I'm not into watching negative stuff. You know what I mean? I'm a positive type of person, and I don't like any negative stuff in my head. Like I don't bother with the comments and all that. I read all the YouTube comments. And I try and read as many Facebook comments, but TikTok's a different kettle of fish. It's a different animal. TikTok is a different animal. And there's a lot of kids on TikTok, so you don't know who's who. It's not like in YouTube where you can put on a video not for kids. TikTok's a very dangerous place for children. Please believe me, very dangerous place. And yeah, we are looking into. We are going to be doing a video. We're going to be doing some experiments with TikTok. and I'm going to be bringing these, and I think you're going to be horrified at what we find. You know, I think once we do this video, it'll probably be in the new year, because we've been working on this for a wee while. Like I said, with 3 TikToks. The first one I've got 11,000, and then I started another TikTok just to see it grow. Try and work out how it all worked. Having a daughter, you know what I mean, and having a lot of friends that have children around me as well, we need to understand some of these platforms. So we've done it. Start up the second one. That's a backup, and it's sitting at 7,000 now, so it is. And then we started up another one, just to learn about algorithms, see how quick it can grow, what works, what doesn't work, just so we can put it out to other guys, other people in the right wing who are wanting to be content creators. Because there's no point me saying, come online, do this, do that, without being able to say, well, this is how you do it, this is how you get the grow, this is the kind of things you need to say, the kind of things that you don't say, and what kind of content you need to put out. You know, some of the tricks in YouTube is like, you know, you got to be careful what you say in the first couple of minutes, you know, because that's the AI set up that way. And there's other things, like I say, I'm not into making this channel grow. It just grows. What would the word be? What would organically? My channel grows organically. I don't, you know, I don't do clickbait. I don't mess about with thumbnails. I don't do all the tagging and descriptions that a lot of people do. And it's not monetized as well. So it grows organically. The people that are on my channel are genuine patriots who genuinely want to be here. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, that's the way I want it to be. It's not about getting famous. It's not about having a big channel. I couldn't cope with a big channel. I think if this channel did get too big, I would probably start another channel, you know, from scratch, and let you guys know. And you know, because I've seen the way it works with other channels with 100,000. They can't do lives because the messages just go like mad, and there's no community. If you can't read the messages out and have a laugh for your community, there is no community. You know what I mean? So it's all about community, guys, and I do believe in quality over quantity. You know what I mean? On Freedom Dad's video before this one, wee donkey. I think Paddy might be here already, mate. Do you think he's in here now? Because I'm not, like I say, I'm not going to have a row with the guy. I'm not going to get angry and fight. If they start slabbering, then we'll just shut the life down. You know, just come off it. There's no debate. You know, if people are having to raise voices and get cheeky and be like thingy, you know what I mean? But I am open to having him questioning me and asking me any question he wants. And then I'm even open to his followers coming on and asking me questions, and I'll answer them as best as I can without getting myself into too much trouble, you know. But I'm talking about Super Snot Patcher. Yes, John Rankin. What? No, I can pick away at it here. These guys won't mind me picking away at my dad. You need to ask. You need to ask Brookie. Brookie, I think demolished it. It fucking did, Rice.
No, it didn't. That's your night there. The taste of the night, Rice.
If he's here, he isn't chatting, big beardy cat. Well, come on, let's give the guy a break. You know what I mean? He is left wing. You know, he's I believe he's from the Divis or the Falls area. He is, I would believe, a hardliner. You know, and if this is a right wing channel, so you know, take a bit of balls for him to come on here. Like, to be honest with you guys, just like it takes a wee bit of balls for me to go onto his channel in front of all his guys who've been slating me for the last, I don't know how long. He's from the Lower Falls. Oh, 100%, Alan, 100%. We have the police watching. I know that for a fact. We have another fact, I don't know. We have students. I think they're in their media. I think they're at the end of their courses. This is what I've heard from somebody that stopped me in the street one time and that gave me a bit of information. And I know the Sunday World and the Belfast Telegraph. No, I'm all good. are using these guys to monitor my channel, so they watch every video, they record every video, and then I don't know what they're going to do with it. Maybe some sort of big documentary on me, I don't know. Well, he is a content creator, guys. You know, I'm not going to badmouth him. He has the balls to start a TikTok, and he's on there. He's got a wee community. It isn't the biggest TikTok, you know, and he's got a community, and you know, they talk about stuff that means a lot to them. But what they done with me is on TikTok. Oh, you know, I know, Lady J, you're right. Never forget the accent. But on TikTok, what he was doing was putting on my videos. So the videos that we watch, my videos that you all watch, he was taking them, screen recording them, and then playing them. So he'd be sitting in his wee box, and then you'd have all the other wee boxes of his wee minions. And he would be playing my video. You would see my video, me. And there was one where I was talking in the kitchen, you know, and they were very specific about picking out wee bits and ridiculing me, having a laugh, saying I had a toupee, you know, and saying stuff like about me working for Special Brands, getting arrested on the boat for drinking a bottle of vodka. Just all mad stuff, you know what I mean? So I suppose it's an opportunity for me to put the record straight, you know, clear up a few misconceptions that they have about Freedom Dad, you know. Action. So maybe he's getting a soup into him. Maybe he's maybe he's speaking to his lawyers. You know, or maybe he's not allowed. I'll tell you what, guys, there's a possibility that he's been told not to have me on his channel. You know, and if that's the case, then, you know, it speaks volumes, doesn't it? Sorry, mate. No problem, Seiko. Yeah. Good working class dinner, boys. Mashed potatoes, spaghetti, and burgers. I'm enjoying it. So, one of the reasons I'm doing this, to be honest with you, is, you know, that, and why I haven't done it with anybody else. You think if Gaza people had a legit cause, they would welcome the chance to talk about it. Yeah, definitely, BG. One of the reasons is because he is in our faces. He's been on our Paddy Stones are only used with echo chambers, take them outside the comfort zone, and they're lost. They're hammering my TikTok, Truth Out 51. Bring it on. Yeah, we got a couple of TikToks that are up against Freedom Dad right now in the guise of our community, you know. One of them's Bangor Concerned Parents. We shouldn't have that TikTok. They shouldn't have that name. They don't deserve it. And the other one is East Belfast Concerned Parents, who are using the problems that we've got in this country, masquerading like they care, but they're actually there just to attack me. I've got screen recording after screen recording of them abusing Freedom Dad. These are Protestants. Like I say, I got a stage with these guys. This is how bad it got with these guys. Freedom Dad had to throw some punches, you know, to defend himself because of these guys' nonsense. But yet they won't say nothing to my face. I mean, why would you go on TikTok and slobber? You know what I mean? But I know one of them enjoys a Johnny Walker. I know that. So that'll be coming out soon. If you know, you know.
If you don't know.
If you know, you know. If you don't know, you want to find out. Why would they do that, Freedom Dad? Personally, I've asked this question over and over again because I'm not a bad guy. I've never badmouthed them. I don't really care about them. They're just irrelevant, to be honest, insignificant in my life. But I don't know if they want me to interact and get into it with them so it grows their channels. Or I don't know if it's because I'm jumping about doing lives and their TikToks, they're running about doing lives, and people on their TikTok lives are asking, where's Freedom Dad? So they're losing people on their lives because I'm running live parallel to them. And to them, it means a lot because they're in it for money. They're not in it for the cause. Yeah, they were part of the ones that were involved with spraying the stuff around the estate where I stay. I spent quite a lot of time, but they just won't come and face me. Are you talking to me? I'm not talking to them anymore. Like, I'm past all that. That's all done. Like, I'll never forgive them, because it's been tough. It's been tough for Freedom Dad. My daughter, the papers, being in the papers all the time, being accused of being related to the Shankill Butchers, going down to Dublin, speaking outside the post office, put myself in a lot of danger. Trying really hard to do what's right for their children as much as my children. Not an ego trip, not in it for fame, not in it for money, but yet they want to attack me. So the only thing I can say is that they're just hateful people. They just really hate people. They hate everybody in life. They're just horrible people. And you can probably tell when if you know who I'm talking about, you can hear it in their voices. Everybody says to me whenever they hear it, they go, fucking hell, man. They are horrible, horrible people. And their circle's getting smaller and smaller. People are realizing, they were getting a lot of people to throw their snowballs for them. And then the people realized what they were doing, how they've been conned by these people, and Freedom Dad isn't as bad as what they say. So people wake up to that. Because like I say, you come and speak to me. So a lot of people around them have come and spoke to me about it. And so they are losing. I think it's a bit of both, Sean, hatred and jealousy. They hate the fact that Freedom Dads come over, can speak well, can do lives without editing, knows about immigration, knows about Islam, and all they can do is turn on their TikTok and stand there like dummies and think people to buy them gifts. But the problem is that Freedom Dad is taking people away from their TikToks. I don't mean to do it. I'm not here for TikTok wars, guys. Thank you, Saxon Port. Try and keep your head up, mate.
You can go first thing in the morning if you want to grab me. I'll run in for you. No, mate. I'll just take these over that table, sir.
No money, no fame, just expose the truth. Yeah, CJ's the same. The ego thing, I suppose, I understand. I don't really get it myself, you know what I mean? Ego, I don't really understand ego too much. I think it's a very thin line, you know what I mean, when you're doing stuff like this, because you do get caught up on it, and you do you do enjoy the love and the respect that you get from people, from strangers on the street and all that. So that is something that I would always admit that, take it away. But, this is something that I done to cope with mental health after losing my wife, you know what I mean? And went through a really bad time, really bad, really, really bad time. Like, I was nearly gone. I was gone and came back, to be honest with you. I did die and come back. I was brought back. So yeah, I went through hell, to be honest with you. After going, like, losing my mum, going through all the care, abuse and all that carry on, and all the jails, and having ups and downs with trauma, and losing my wife at COVID. It took me 3 years to get my head out of the room. I stayed in one room. I had upstairs. I had a wee camping cooker. I had a wee fridge. I had a microwave, and I had a slow cooker. And my bedroom was 2 bedrooms in one. And I had an 80-inch or a 90 big massive TV, and that split the room in two. So I had one side of my room was a kitchen because I couldn't handle the house after losing my wife. I slept downstairs for a year on the couch because I couldn't go back up in the bedroom. And then after a year, I couldn't go back down the stairs. So 2 years staying up the stairs, refusing all help. I had friends come over from here to get me home because they knew I was struggling, and I was chasing them, telling them to F off, you know what I mean? And it was really bad, you know what I mean? And it was more because of the situation I was in. I was embarrassed of the nick I was in. I was embarrassed of the state of the house because I'd lost, mental health was gone, you know what I mean? So coming on doing this was a way of talking about it at the start, talking about what I was going through, the mental health, getting it out there, because I realised there must be loads of people like me suffering exactly like I am. So I started talking about that. I started getting people following me and stuff, and people interacting with me. And I've been doing lives for a long time, and I'd like to think I've helped a lot of people out. So that's where it all started. I started with mental health, and the mental health that comes along with people understanding what's going on in the country with replacement and the Islamification and all the rest of it, and the two-tier, and you know, a lot of people's mental health suffers because of that. You know, a lot of older people who are leaving this land, leaving this world, are worried about what's going to happen to their grandchildren and stuff like that. So that is mental health. It's all mental health. So I started doing it. That's the reason why I came online, and also because at that time all the YouTubers panicked. They all panicked. Some of them left the country. Some of them shut down their YouTubes. There was no information getting out. I knew the law. I had the information, so I went online and started doing this. And then it just grew from that, you know. And then obviously Katie left me, took my Wayne, and I was left over there going through trauma again because I miss my Wayne. I love my Wayne, you know what I mean? And so I made the choice. It was time to go home, you know what I mean? And I just carried on doing what I was doing over here, you know what I mean? And it's just went from there. So it's not about ego. I never, you know, I do enjoy doing it. I don't think I'll ever stop doing it. I think that in the future, the direction it will go will maybe change if we can sort out the problems in Northern Ireland, get the right politicians in to make sure our future's safe for our children. But until that time happens, I will keep on doing this, exactly what I'm doing now, you know what I mean? So that's, you know, when I say about ego, that's all I can say, you know what I mean? I don't really understand ego. What is ego? You know, is it doing something you love? Is it doing something because you want to be famous? Is it doing something because you want money? I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a wee bit of ego involved, you know what I mean? Whenever you're out and about, people are coming up and telling you not to stop. It does make you feel good and it makes you want to keep on going. So, yeah, maybe that's part of it. I don't know, guys. You know what I mean? All I can do is be honest with you and be totally open and honest with you and tell you exactly why I am where I am. Oh, you're too good to me. What have I done to deserve this? Oh, I think I'm getting a Freedom Dad Day tomorrow.
No, you're not.
I'm not?
It's a Caitlin Day tomorrow.
No, Keelan. This is my last day off.
Do you remember we were talking about the projector thing?
Foxy lad. Oh Johnny, how are you, Johnny Walker? Said Bangor Concerned Parents. Yeah, Bangor Concerned Parents is run by the girlfriend who I had the trouble with. You know what I mean? Who actually caused the problems that night. What got me had to defend myself against a guy twice the size of me. You know what I mean? So the wrong people are running these sites. You know what I mean? And this is what I mean. Anybody can just start up a TikTok. And if anybody's got any problems with what I'm saying, come and speak to me. Because I'll tell you to your face exactly what you're doing and what you're doing wrong and how much you're damaging the future of our children by the ways they're behaving and behaving personal. It's all personal. You know, it's totally, oh, let's all talk about Freedom Dad. He's MI5. Let's spread all over the world. You know what I mean? Thanks. I'm not going to tell you how much money I made because you use, but thank you so much. Keep up the good work. And over 2,000 followers on Facebook because of them. You know what I mean? And I passed it today. I was like, because I hadn't seen the other one. There was one facing Kentucky Fried Chicken. I think where is it? Bloomfield, is it they call it? Baloo. And I was like, where is it? Where is it? And Caitlin was like, it's there. And I'm like, I was like, fuck, I'm so chuffed. And they're like, what? I'm like, fucking, I'm on the wall. I'm at the wall. You know what I mean? So it's a wall where people get stuff wrote about them, and you know how it is. You know what I mean? It's like when people don't have the balls to say with your face, they spray it in the wall in the middle of the night. So yes, I am chuffed. Thank you guys. You've made my day. I've made the wall. You know what I mean? I've never thought I'd see a day when, because it's not me, it's Freedom Dad. You know what I mean? And I love Freedom Dad as much as you do. The whole point of this is that to get Freedom Dad out there, get people to listen to Freedom Dad, understand that Freedom Dad isn't giving misinformation out, he isn't talking rubbish, and he has the receipts to everything he says. You know, so all they're doing right now is people are going, Freedom Dad's MI5 agent. Who the fuck's Freedom Dad? So then they're coming looking for Freedom Dad, and they find us. They find our community, and then they realize, you know, and maybe it's a lesson and a message to everybody else, you know, that when people spray stuff on the walls, sometimes it just isn't true. You know what I mean? So, wish you could do more about mental health because I suffer. Alan, listen, get in touch with me. Get in touch with me. I have the solutions to mental health. I have suffered it. Please believe me. Whether it's addictions, whether it's grief, you know, whether it's complex PTSD, whether it's trauma on top of trauma, I'm your man. I will try and take some videos out of my past. Can we see more Umbrella Wars? That was fun. It was. Ego is finding yourself and being honest with yourself for your own truth and reflection to move forward. And you are more than working on that and doing more, Freedom Dad. Yeah, so maybe ego isn't a bad thing. You know what I mean? You know, because I get a lot of that. You know, there was a reporter went on about egotistic and all that, and how people can't see the egos and all that, you know what I mean? And I've been caught up on as well, talking about egos, and I don't really understand egos. Can somebody give me the definition of egos, please? Anybody? The definition of ego, yeah. Okay. Sorry for missing some of your messages, guys.
A person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance.
What? A person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. So self-esteem is good, isn't it? You need to have good self-esteem. Yeah, well, maybe I do come in that category. Never thought a pound shop brolly to a golf. never bring a pound shop brolly to a golf brolly fight. Brilliant, Galloway reader, you never let us down, man. No more Umbrella Wars. And I know the guys involved, right? I know the guys on our side that were involved. And I wanted to put this out there. Listen, we've had our differences. You've been throwing snowballs for other people, and that's okay. That's okay. I get it. You know, when a lot of people are saying the same things about Freedom Dad, you do think that, oh, maybe Freedom Dad isn't as good, whatever. But like I say to people, come speak to me, guys. Just fucking, you know, I'm not a bad guy. I'm not gonna fucking argue with you and follow you. If you come and say, Freedom Dad, I think you're a tout, or Freedom Dad, I think you're working for MI5, then I can talk to you about it. You know, if you want to believe, if after I talk to you and you still believe it, that's up to you. I'm not going to fall out with you. I'm not going to get into a fight with you. I'm not interested. I'm not a violent person, believe it or not. Don't like fighting. I think Freedom Dad 007, intelligent ways, gets on with it. I'm sorry to hear you lost your wife. That's okay. Freedom Dad cross community champion. Thank you. A reporter yapping about ego is comedy gold. I know. There you go. Who knows me? How are you, Freedom Dad? I am good. I hope you're good. Yeah, Stuart Finley. Anyone with mental health, talk to somebody. Anybody, anyone that does help. How's the wee family? Everybody's good. Everybody around Freedom Dad is good. Wee Lucky's doing good. She's from a good stock. No worries about that. And my wee godson is up sleeping right now. He's having a wee nap. We might end up with him tonight.
Can you walk me up whenever you're done?
Yeah. Huh? Is he not staying? I'm gonna wake him up, are you? Yeah. He's here now, like. Don't be any bother, is he? He's not well. Freedom Dad, you are a legend. Thank you, Kenny. Kendo in the house. Yeah, that makes sense. Crazy, man. Have a break. Folks, I have to go here. Please stay safe and loves you all. Big respect. And I thank you all for the support. Freedom Dad respect and great video exposing Paddy Stein. CJ, to be honest with you, mate, you're the one. You're the content guy. You have got the best content. I bring content about the bands and about the Scottish side of things. That the Ulster Scots and things that mean a lot to me. You know what I mean? Whereas you're the one out there getting all the content with these guys. You know what I mean? This fucking clown magnet you have. I want to borrow it. You know what I mean? Steak knives all over the news. Seems like a bad fella. Yeah, he's a bad fella for the Provos.
Sure. Yeah, he'll know.
Hello, Kel. How you doing? Freedom Dad our umbrellas coming over in small boats. Has that been stirred? Can I get a wee spoon just to give a wee stir? Because I'm in the flinch here. I'm too cool to flinch.
The flinch.
Sounds. What's Tommy R doing a gig in Norway and promising his book? How do you feel about that? You would make a good read. Yes, I am doing a book. It's just one of them things, guys. Books. To be honest, in the book, you got to be very careful. You got to be very, very careful. I hear the Wolf Tones are doing a cover of Rihanna's Umbrella. Well, we should get that tune on TikTok. That's actually a good idea, isn't it? That's actually a good idea. We need to do a wee video and get the Umbrella tune behind it. Well, it would be, wouldn't it? Like. So yeah, he's been very quiet. I am a bit concerned about him. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he has been exposed. He's been unmasked. You know what I mean? Night all, Galloway, a gentleman never tells. Good night, mate. Brawley's at dawn. Sans, I know, mate. I know. It was funny. We are getting some really funny content. Like, remember what happened to Salman Rushdie when he wrote a book? Yeah, well, my book isn't going to be like Salman Rushdie. My book will be about me growing up in the village and the madness that I had to endure, and the children's homes and all the rest, and going through all that, and then going into the Crumlin Road as a 16-year-old loyalist prisoner, which was just blew me away. And then just the continuation of different prisons, the Maze, Glenparva in England, which was the biggest YOs in the whole of Europe, Bedford, Winchester, Portland, Swinfen Hall, what was that? Green, one in Birmingham, I can't remember the name of it. Dartmoor, and then obviously Scotland, Barlinnie, Shotts, Saughton, Glen Ogle, and Leoben, Northside, Castle Huntley, and then out. So yeah, a lot of prisons, a lot of experiences, and an awful lot of stories. You know what I mean? So it's trying to find that happy medium where I don't convict myself. Winston Green, that's the one. Winston Green, yep. Was your name Bread Knife? Good one, mate. Good one, Stuart. Yes, Steak Knife is dead. Yeah, he was shot by the Provos. Some say Hugh Jordan gave his address away. I don't know if it's true. Like, I don't want to knock Hugh Jordan all the time. I know he's wrote a lot of stuff about me, but he is a journalist, and he has been here for a long time, and I know a lot of my friends fucking hate him. I'm not going to name any names. He's wrote books about people and all that hasn't been true. He's lied in books about people to make them look worse than what they are, and I'm not happy about that. But yeah, there is a rumor that I heard going about that it was either Hugh Jordan or somebody else exposed where Steak Knife was living, and that's how they got to him. He was living in a wee country house, I think in Donegal or something like that. A wee thingy. If anybody knows anything about it, you can put it up there. What's that? Taxi driver was talking about it, yeah. That's a hell of a tour for them, Dad. I know. Tell me about it. Oh, and Highbank as well. No, but Highbank was a nightmare like back in the day. Well, I don't even know if it'll be a book in such a way, mate. I would like to do something like video as well, you know what I mean? Like a video story of like different episodes of like as I go through life. You know, taking the like growing up in the village, showing you the village, showing you my church, show you my school, show you like where the bombs went off, how close they were to where I lived and stuff like that. So you got a visual of it as well as me talking. You know, maybe just going around getting all the videos and then talking like an audio book. You know, where you can either just stick the headphones in and listen to me tell my story, rather than just having to read it. Because I think most people go through the audio book thing. You know what I mean? So, to be honest with these guys, my story's there. My story's already there. Without, you know, there's a lot of names left out, obviously, because there's still a lot of people. There's a few people need to die before I can really tell my story. But my story's there. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you just need to go through my backlog. You know what I mean? And if you can listen to each video. You know, all videos are different. Oh, it wasn't Stick Knife, was it? Oh, she's still alive, isn't he? Dennis Donaldson, FD, that was right. Dennis Donaldson, of course. I know, I got mixed up. Mark, does anyone know Foxy Lad? If not, no, Foxy Lad is one of the boys. Foxy Lad is part of the Freedom Dad team. Has worked with me, and he also has worked with CJ his security. So yeah, you can see Foxy Lad's on the video today. Yeah, whenever the video where we actually expose young Paddy and show his face for the first time, you see Foxy Lad in the video. Oh, hello, you. Where did you come from? Disappeared from nowhere, didn't you? Yeah, you disappeared from nowhere. I get a kiss. Oh, what are you after? You looking about a spud? You looking about a spud? Yes, I was out looking for Christmas presents for you today. Paddy the Barry. Oh, LOL. If you know, you know. That's because you're banging on about MI5. Richard Drew says Stick Knife was a project, not a person. Loving your wee dog food, Dad. Thank you, Kenny. But yeah, this is like one of the things I would like to talk to these guys, you know what I mean, about, you know, the movements and everything that's going on right now. You know, I think it's time for everybody to admit that there's no more terrorism going on in Northern Ireland. And I honestly believe, like, you know, I know right now the NLA have got McGarry filled. You know, I know how many NLA prisoners. We know all their names. They give a list out. You know, about 3 weeks ago, they give a big list out of all the NLA prisoners that were in prison. You know what I mean? I was like, I've never seen that before. You know what I mean? So yeah, we know exactly who everybody is, how many's in there, and they are going through a hard time. They are fighting with the screws. A lot of them are getting beat pretty bad. You know what I mean? Because of the conditions and stuff like that. But what I want to say to you about that is like the NLA are filling the prison up because they are Kendo, Space Cadet, Rank John and Gary Belfast. I'm sorry if I'm missed any. The NLA are filling the jails up right now because they simply can't move because they're full of informers. And this is it, guys. It's no different than anywhere else. I mean, our country is full of grasses. the amount, everybody has a price, you know, and unless you're like, you're invested and I don't have a price, but my daughter's my price, you know what I mean? You couldn't afford, you know, if it's like somebody saying, how much money do you want for your daughter? You know, that's what it means to me. You know, the future of my daughter is the most important. So it needs to be something like that. The NLA got infiltrated at the very top in Ireland. They had an FBI agent in command of the NLA on Southern Ireland that brought the whole fucking thing down. They can't move. You know, every time they made a move to do something, they were getting hanged. You know, if they are moving and putting out these pipe bombs, that's because they're being allowed to do it. You know what I mean? The Freddie fella was head of the internal turning squad, nothing squad. If you said hello to everyone, you'd be here all night, Kendall. Yeah. I'm telling you this now. I'll put money on this. This is life. This is what I know in life. See the people that shout about things like that, they're guilty of it. So see the guys jumping about right now, he's calling me a grass. I'd put anything on it that they're working for the police. I know for a fact they're working for the police. I know they're in collusion with the police and they're in collusion with the papers because the information that we've got that came from them, the papers have got. And the only place it came from was this small group, this one particular guy and his missus, you know what I mean? And they slipped up by saying it to somebody and it came back to us, you know what I mean? And there was a paper, there was a story running in the paper. And what it was, you know, Hugh Jordan had phoned me up saying he was writing a bit about me. Or through Messenger, he phoned me. And I was sleeping, I was getting an hour's kip, and I just answered the phone. Hugh Jordan. Oh, Freedom Dad. I'm like, who's this? He goes, it's Hugh Jordan from the Sunday World, you know? And I'm like, the fuck do you want? He's like, I hear you were in the Shankill. He says, you going to start a political party, are you? And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, you're in the Shankill. We're going to be running a story tomorrow. Who was the fourth guy that was with you? Right? And I'm like, what? You know, just woke up trying to work out what the fuck you talking about. He goes, who was the fourth guy? He's a bad man. I'm like, listen, I got loads of bad men around me. You know what I mean? Fuck's sake, I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. Do what you're doing. I'm not starting a political party. There's not a political bone in my body. You should know better. Wind your neck up. And that was it. End of story. But then a story came from these ones. You know what I mean? These wee fucking rats. And they were saying that I was run, me, Pinky, and Glenn Kane, and this other guy who's meant to be a bad egg, right? This is coming from the Wrongians up here, right? It said the other people, oh, he was walking about the Shankill, him, Pinky, and Glenn, and this particular guy, I'm not going to name him, right? Who was meant to be a paedophile, right? So think about it. How did Hugh Jordan get that information when it was absolutely fake? You know, there was nobody like that. We weren't in doing political part. We weren't starting a political party up. You know, we were pictured. You know, we were pictured. You know, the picture went in the paper and everything. But the only people that had said about anybody dodgy running about with Freedom Dad, Pinky, and Glenn that day was the guys in Bangor, the guys that are causing me all the problems. You know what I mean? So obviously they're the ones giving Hugh Jordan the information, and it's out, and everybody knows it. You know, it's out that he's a tout, and we all know it. You know, and I've made it clear to everybody around me. You know, we've got footage of him standing talking to the cops, head in the fucking windy for 15, 20 minutes. You know what I mean? What? You know, going over to the cops after we had a rollabout and talking to the cops for 15, 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Every time, as if they're our best friends. That's a tout. And if anybody fucking thinks any otherwise, come and speak to me. You know, he's running about calling me a tout, getting people to spray MI5. What's it tell you? It's taking the area away from him to try and point the spotlight at me. Everybody I know, everybody I speak to from Belfast to Ballymena to Londonderry, everybody that heard this guy's name says the same thing. And I am looking to bump into you, like, to be honest with you, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's unfinished business. And if you're a real man, you'll come and deal with it. Instead of me having running about like a header looking for you. Here, don't forget the penalty for touting to the Brits, etc. by Adams in the 80s. I honestly can't believe they got away with half the crap they said. They haven't gone away, you know. Okay, Adams was worse than them all. Adams and McGuinness were having secret meetings with the British government while they were telling their men to bomb the British government. No telling their men, you know, oh, we're in talks with their enemy. You know, who does that? You know what I mean? Crazy. That's like me going and having discussions with all the mainstream media behind your backs and sitting here going, I don't talk to the media. You know, I won't do any interviews with Nolan or BBC or do anything like that, but behind the scenes, I'm talking away to them. That's what Sinn Féin IRA did to the Catholic people, you know. Am I missing any comments, guys? Is window one in? Oh, thanks. You're meant to be the freedom.
No, I mean like he's not on.
He is. Somebody just 100% Big D. Why are you looking for a fight? 1 minute you're a church man, so you missed a prayer walk. It's least by the wit, not least. I don't know what that means. I'm having a couple of days off, mate. Right? I know about the prayer walk. We've been working really hard, you know. And I'm having a couple of days off, and I think the guys in the prayer walk understand the Freedom Dad is needing a break. We've got court case after court case coming up, you know. We've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then God knows what's going to be happening the weekend. And I know that this is the only time I'm going to get to spend with people I care about and love, okay? And I'm not looking for a fight. There's not going to be a fight, you know what I mean? I'm wanting an explanation. Stick Knife died alone in England. Fuck, that's right, because apparently he got a big send off by the British government, I heard. Who the hell to trust, Freedom Dad? You know, you trust your nearest and dearest. You've got to keep your circle really tight. You know what I mean? You can't let anybody just waltz in there. You know what I mean? The circle that we have between my team here and the team in East Belfast, Sandy Row, Ballymena, Rathcoole, you know, we know it's tried and tested. Nothing's leaked. You know, nothing is leaked. Nothing ever gets out. And it's all about finding the right guys and the right girls who you know, and you can trust them. And in this game, you can't just let everybody in willy nilly, and you got to be very careful because we are going to try. They are going to try to infiltrate us. You know, we know they've tried already. You know, we know this. You know what I mean? We've played with some of them a wee bit. You know, knowing who they are and what they were trying to do. You know, there was a particular guy who was in the outskirts of us, but every time something happened, something big happened in Freedom Dad's life, he'd be on the phone. You know what I mean? And it was just the timing, give it away. You know what I mean? Whether he's working for the police, whether he's working for the papers, I don't know. You know what I mean? But we seen it, we played with it, we used it, and we made sure it worked in our advantage. Like I say, we're Northern Ireland folk, Protestants and Catholics. Anybody doing this is clever. You know, we are clever now. We've been doing this for so many years. Not like England and Scotland or Ireland, the paramilitaries and the special branch and intelligence service. We've been dealing with this for years and years and years. And we know what to look out for. We know how they work. We know what type of people they send in. We know how they come in. You know, there's no many ways to infiltrate an organization or a group of people. There's only so many ways you can do it. You know, and they've played their cards so many times that we can see the cards that are being dealt. Right, Alan, send me a wee message, mate, if you're needing a bit of advice. What about Bonnie Blue being arrested? Stephen, Belfast, Bonnie Blue is never on my radar. Fucking honestly, like, you know, I think if I was in the jail and I hadn't been with a woman for about 3 years and Bonnie Blue walked in, I don't think I would do it with my cellmates, never mind my own. She's been around that many corners, so yeah, Bonnie Blue doesn't do nothing for me, guys. She's probably best getting arrested and having a wee break because fuck knows what it's like down there. Like, I'm in the fight scheme. There are so many church goers. Do better. I'm in the fight scheme. There are so many church goers. Okay. What have you done? No, it wasn't. Yeah, hi, old chestnut. BC Fissile 30. You need to improve your team. You need someone professional to speak. The likes of Glenn Kane isn't a good look. Someone should be speaking for him. You know, I don't agree with that. You know, we're all different people and we're all real people. You know, Glenn is an amazing guy. You don't know half of what none of you know Glenn like I know Glenn and our community and that and the things that he's been through and done. You know, he has a very unique character. He has a photographic memory. You know, the information that he can bring on a video would be immense. He would blow you away. Sit and talk to Glenn Kane. If you want to know anything about Northern Ireland, about any murder, who was murdered, where they were murdered, who murdered them, and what car was used, and the registration of the cars, he'll tell you. You ask him any IRA man or INLA man that's been operating in Northern Ireland, he will tell you their address, their name, and their fucking registrations. Not just one registration, but the registration to every car that they've ever had. You know, that's Glenn Kane. He's one of the most remarkable men I have ever came across, and he's being persecuted in the courts today because of who he is. You know, because he is a remarkable man. You know, but he's an absolute genuine good guy deep down, and that's why I work with Glenn Kane. That's why I am doing everything I can to highlight his case, because if it wasn't for us, this would be going on for another year, and everybody would be getting paid lots of money, and Glenn Kane would be on bail for another year, signing on every day just to get found not guilty at the end of it all. And all we're trying to do is say enough is enough, get the bail conditions off, get it to trial, either take it to trial or drop the charges. Right? That's because Glenn would never have done that. Glenn would have just took it and doesn't care. You want to send me to jail? I'll go to jail. I'll come out just the same man and I went in. You know, that's Glenn. You know, and unless you know Glenn properly, then you can't really criticize him. Kendall, Glenn, 100% amazing. Recalls, names, dates, mind blowing. Like, I mean, like one day Glenn will be an historical expert on what's going on in the Troubles in Northern Ireland, and people will listen to him because he's the only one that knows, you know. And it's all up here. Glenn is trustworthy, highly intelligent man. That's all that matters, is correct. Glenn is being used as a scapegoat. This is a pawn in a bigger game that will affect us all. Well said, B. Raccoon. Exactly. Dean, Glenn will be talking a lot more soon. You better believe it. So he is ex-BNP. So are my friends in England. Yeah, BNP was a legal organization, you know. Glenn appears to speak from the heart. That reminds me of a young Tommy. Yep. Murders being discussed by Glenn is exactly why he's letting your side down. A photographic memory of the Troubles puts your side back years. No, it doesn't. This is what we're trying to say. We don't need to not talk about stuff. We just need to stop fighting each other. I want everybody to remember their fallen, their dead, that everybody's been unalived. Yeah, go on. You know, we don't want to hide and pretend forget who we are. You know, we're not going to get anywhere because nobody's going to be able to do that. People may pretend to say, "Oh, you know, blah blah blah, all the rest. Let's forget about the past. Nobody's forgetting about the past. I'm not forgetting about some of my mates that were unalived, that are no longer here, lost their lives at a very young age because of the troubles. You know what I mean? I'm never going to forget them. I never expect anybody else to forget them. So no, I disagree with you, mate. You know, people like Glenn are very important. You know, and it's not about bringing up hatred. It's just remembering. It's having the decency and the courtesy to understand that we can go forward together. It's not like it didn't happen. We're not going to like it. It happened. We went through fucking 40, 50 years of horror, of people being unalived, people's doors going in, young men being unalived in front of their partners. You know what I mean? See, thank you for bringing content, Show Road. No, thank you for watching, mate. I'm nothing without you guys. Like, but yeah, no, Glenn's a very good friend. Me and Glenn were on the roof together in the Chrome when we were young and went dug through the walls and all that. And, you know, and I have a lot of time for him. He hasn't had it easy. You know what I mean? He hasn't had it easy, guys. He's not everybody's cup of tea, even in my community. You know, so it is what it is. You know, I support him because I stand by my beliefs and I don't let anybody put me off. I don't listen to people. I do my own thing. People don't like it. There's nothing I can do about it. And yeah, the past is the past. And with that, with what we feel and know, now it would be fair to say a lot of people were duped, and I would say by outside forces, and the same outside forces forcing all of this. Yeah. Yeah, Stacks, he does. I'm not saying every single one, like, but he does. Okay, blows you away. Like, some people have just got good memories. Oh, what are these? Oh, posh. We're going all posh, are we? Look at that, guys. Not just digestives, gold digestives. What's happened here? Huh? We're going all upper class, guys. We're going all upper class in the ranch. Very fancy, I know, wee bit. The gold bars, I like the gold bars, like. Posh show biggies. Oh no. This is the ranch as well, guys. You don't normally get gold digestives in the ranch. You don't? I don't.
I actually hope you're making it look like she's drunk.
Yeah, Galway Raider. Your house will get raided by Naomi Long if she knows you have them freedom there. Gold digestives. Who Jordan will be saying you're back on the bank jobs again? I never bought them. It was Sarah.
Oh,
Freedom that they said deep down Bin Laden was a good guy. Then the Yanks buried him out at sea. That's just saying you're doing a good job. Thanks, mate. Fuck's sake, tax facts. I need to get a wee chat with you, mate. I'd love to get a wee chat with you about that. Wouldn't have no urine banger. What do you mean, man? Because of the unfamiliarity of the gold biscuit. Yeah, mate. Down beside the sea. Cheers, Soupy. Cheers, Soupy. Paul Morris, how you doing, mate? Good to see you, and I'm glad I've got you. I am having a break, mate. I am. The Green Arrow, man. Everybody say hello. I want everybody to say hello to Paul, because he's done me so proud, like doing the videos and that. You know, I've got these in the TikTok doing the hateful videos and everything. I've got other YouTubers doing putting good videos out about me. So like, caught in the middle, man. It's really nice. You know what I mean? It's really nice. So a lot of respect to Paul Morris. And I've got a wee secret that you don't know. My granny and granddad are from Gilfach, if you know it. So there you go. There you go. My great granny and granddad were from Wales. My great great granny. I've got a family Bible that's 200 years old, which has all my family in it. From like my great great granddad, who had I think he had about from the 1800s. I think he had about 10 or 11 kids. Most of them died at early age because of the plague and all that carry on and disease back in the day. But it's really interesting. So I think Lindsay's going to get in touch with you, Paul. We're going to get you. We would like you to come over, right? We'd like you to fly into Belfast if you can. We will cover the cost, and Lindsay, I think, is going to put you up, and you're going to get to meet all the team, everybody, not just Freedom Dad team. You're going to meet Lindsay Brown's team. You're going to meet all the big names that are working really hard in the right wing of patriotism in Northern Ireland, and we would love you to come over. We would love you to see the place that you love so much and see the changes and see some of the things that haven't changed, you know. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it, and I will get you on. I will get you on. Get you on this weekend. I'll get a chat with you. I'll find a way of getting you my number. If you send me an email to freedomdad, freedomdad73@gmail.com, or sparkydad, SPARKY dad73@gmail.com, I'll reply to you and send you my number, and we can arrange to go on live together on YouTube and we'll have a wee chat. The community will love that. And hopefully we grow your channel, you know. So anybody here, if somebody can put the link up to Paul Morris, please. Yep, thank you, Paul. Who pays for a flight? You keep using the word right wing. Where'd that go? Why did somebody take that down? You shouldn't take it down, guys. Let him have a say. You got to let him have a say. We have freedom of speech on this platform. We need to have some sort of dialogue. People got genuine questions. You know, who's paying the flight? I don't know who's paying the flight, but I'm quite sure we. Smack her in the bum. Yeah. I'd like to hear that, mate. I'd like to hear your story. So I would. Yeah, but the guy there who was saying about I don't know what else he said. I missed a wee bit. He would pay a flight. We would have a whip round. You know, we would has friends or everybody I know. I would just need to put a post out, guys. We've got somebody coming over. Can you throw in a couple bit of money here? Get a fiver each. You know, £100 a flight, return flight. You know, it's no big deal. Good evening, Freedom Dad. Great to see you tonight. Enjoy your break. Thank you. I'm having a proper break. I'm having a Freedom Dad day tomorrow. Apparently, I'm allowed to stay in bed all day. And I'm getting like everything brought to me, like coffee and my lunch and my breakfast and my dinner and stuff like that. You know, so there are people there would bend over backwards to get pulled over. Yes, 100%, Dean, 100%. He's been trolling for a bit. That's all right. That's all right. We can deal with trolls. We're not scared of trolls because we're right. We're not just right wing, but we're right with a W. That'll get them trolling, won't it? I already watched Paul's videos. He was calling you Freedom Dad's 37. I know. Yeah, I put his link up there, guys. There he is. Wee bit bonkers, right? Everybody, everybody, please. 200 is in. There's 200 is in here. All you got to do is click on Wee Bit Bunkers. Click on that link. It'll take you straight to his channel. Subscribe and come straight back here. Okay, guys? That's all you got to do. 2 seconds. Click, subscribe, hit the notification bell, jump back on the Freedom Dads channel. Yeah, I know, yes. How can you go to church and fight people? I don't know. Ask the Crusaders. Ask the Crusaders, you know what I mean? Because I'm a Crusader. I'm not one of them Christians, guys, that's going to lay back and let Islam come in and slaughter everybody and fucking do whatever the fuck they want. Them days are over. Them days of Christians going down on their knees to be beheaded, you know, are gone. You know, this is a different path now. It's a different road, and we will fight. And I don't mean with violence, but we'll fight with every tool we have in our toolbox. You know, and you know, to do what we're doing, you know, for Christianity, to try and keep back the push of Islam and the extremism of what's coming, you know, you're not going to do that being nice. Praying isn't going to stop it. Like I say, it's the men with the dodgy past that are coming out because they're the ones that have been in jail. They know the score. They can handle it. They don't mind going to jail for their country. You know, the Christians that are in the churches aren't coming out. They will eventually, but they're not coming out yet, you know. But there is a lot of good Christians, exactly like me, in Northern Ireland, and a lot more than you think. And we are gathering pace right now. So we are. Like I say, guys, there's a lot going on behind the scenes that I don't talk about. But it's very, very hard. It's non-stop. You know, if I'm not doing videos, I'm jumping about the country, I'm meeting people, I'm talking to people. You know, Freedom Dad do an interview with Paul. I will, 100%, 100%. We'll do it at the weekend, Philip. We will do it. Paul Morris will be on my channel on an interview at the weekend. All you need, Paul, is a set of headphones with a microphone. Like even a wee set of headphones that you put in, and with the wee mic. No, you have ones with where you can use hands free with your phone, or headphones with a mic coming around, whatever, you know. But that's all you need to really do it right. Get Paul Morsick, get them on now. Demons. God does say it's a fight. We're facing the most extreme thing we've ever faced in our lives. You know what I mean? We're seeing violence on another level. Just what happened to the children and the grooming gangs is horrific. Horrific. I don't even think I can tell you. Do you think that they are finally get this grooming gang scandal inquiry properly done this time? I don't think so, mate. I think because they can, being Lord Mayor and all these Lord Mayors being Muslims, I think there's going to be so much skullduggery that we're never going to get to the bottom of it. You know, you got to remember most of the grooming gangs, the biggest grooming gangs, Rochdale, Rotherham, Luton, you know, Halifax, up Birmingham, were all Muslim-run councils. You know, they were in control of that area, just like Sinn Féin are in control it right now by putting the Palestinian flag up. You know, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? The wrong people are in charge, and it's detrimental to our country. Yeah. So we've just got a message. Paul Morris, this is for you, mate. One of my guys has just phoned me up, phoned Caitlin and asked, could you get over for the 17th? Would you be able to get over here for the 17th? You know, like I say, all you got to do is get on the plane, right? We will make sure you won't have to pay for anything. You won't have to pay for any food, for any drink, for nothing. You know, no, you'll be picked up, you'll be lifted, and you'll be laid, and you will not have to spend a penny. I promise you that. This is not from Freedom Dad. This is from others who are watching your videos. Thank you so much for what you've said about me and the videos that you've done about Northern Ireland and Ulster. We are truly, truly grateful, and this is our way of showing you our appreciation. like I say, it's not Freedom Dad. This is the team outside of Freedom Dad. This isn't just this Freedom Dad's team. This is other teams, other patriots that are involved in all different branches who want to meet you. You know, so definitely. Dino Bean. Dino Bean. It's Dino Bean. We've got to get this right because I don't think he likes getting called Dino Bean. It's Dino Bean. So Dino Bean channel, interesting. Yes, I've been bringing you Dino Bean channel for as long as I possibly could. He is good. Dino Bean on YouTube, guys. DINOBANE. Get on there and have a look at some of his content. It's amazing. Right, come on. I know you can't kiss me online. I don't want nibbles. Go say hello. Look, you want telly? Look. Here. There. Look. You're not no camera shy, are you? No camera shy. Alba is with you, Freedom Dad. Thank you. What did you call that channel, Argue? What did you call that channel, Argue? I don't know what that means, John. We could never go back to the old ways, as there is not enough of us anymore. Population smaller, West invaders go. The shadow government would love it if we did. There's no old ways, you know what I mean? The only way we can do is politically and peacefully. You're not going away with doing anything violently or getting, you know, all these guys that are jumping about doing videos with guns and with the tricolours and we're the new organisation. Bullshit. Bullshit. You know? If you're going to fucking start a new organisation, the first thing you're doing is an atrocity. You're doing an attack. So everybody's like, whoa, what the fuck? Who was that? And then, boom, out comes the table. We are such and such, and it was us who done this, and we're going to carry on doing it. It's bullshit, guys. I'm calling bullshit on it because there's no way there's an organisation like that are going to fucking step up and the intelligence services don't know about it. So they're either the intelligence service or they're working for the intelligence service. It's a girl. She's a girl. She's the granddaughter of the boy. Where's my boy? You want to see granddad? Then you get, she's stinking. Here, son. Here we go. Give me my boy. Oh. And there's your granddad. Yeah, he's an old boy. He's an old boy, aren't you? Yeah. 14 years he's been in my life. So he has. Yeah. Man, he loves his dad. Well, yeah. You're a good boy. Not a back scratch. So yeah, that's her granddad. Oh, you caught up, Seagull? Seagull's finally caught up. Eagle pointing in the bed. Good lad. What are you doing, Caitlin? None of you's on the chat anymore.
My battery's dead.
There's a charger there.
Mine's all 2%.
That charge will reach over. That cable there will reach over for your, if it's an Android. Let me have a look and see if Paddy Stein's on.
Do you want me to check?
Nah, I can do it on here. I can do it on here, guys.
I need your love. I need your
That's AI. Okay, let's have a look for the boy.
need your
No,
It is to stand for justice.
no, I think he shot it like. Maybe he's just took it bad. Maybe he's not allowed. Maybe the boys in the Falls have said no, you can't talk to Freedom Dad. No, maybe his mates have went, you'll be a new one. Don't do it. Caitlin Boyd, do what you're told, says Stacks Flat.
Always do.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John Rankin. You can't do a Tuesday, it's bingo night, and the knee breakers on the Tuesday. That's too many pinchers for them, Dad. Many Dobermans just caught them stuck together. Oh, nice one, mate. So puppy's on the way. Do you want to say hello to get a fire? I don't want to smoke. Seagull doesn't like me smoking, nor does Stax Flat, I don't think. Stax Flat doesn't like me doing nothing?
Yeah.
Well, you better tell him yourself. Here.
Yeah. Hey, Seagull. Hey, Seagull. John Rankin's been watching, so realistically, they didn't need us if you had John Rankin there.
No, he was watching Palestine's.
Oh, Palestine's not been on there. Oh, I just wrong.
Scared of freedom, Dad. What's going on with the latest, guys?
Where's my one that I actually just bought?
Where?
Who's in? Everyone just got quiet.
Stop it.
My phone doesn't let me see who's in. Stax Flat says I don't care about smoking, whatever floats your dinghy.
XC40. No, I'm just going to see all my old messages from my other TikTok. I've been on it for a while. Let me go back on this one, right?
Candace says freedom manager is your rights that can smoke.
Excuse me. What is it? Oh, you being nosy, are you? I lived in Killarney for a while. It is not good there now. I know, mate. I know. Nowhere's good now for some reason, Paul. Yes. No, I've got the name here. I've got him here. If you want to have a wee look, I'll bring it up right now for you.
I'm
If you can read that back the front. In fact, what I'll do is do it this way. That's him there, guys. That's his TikTok channel. 2,202 people, 5,300 likes. That's his videos. Let's click on a video.
It is to stand for justice, for humanity, and for human rights. Palestine is the litmus test for our generation and for our community. And we are here to say that in our thousands, in our millions, we are Palestinians! In our millions! The genocide.
So he's dedicated, you know what I mean? He's a content creator, guys, from the other side. You got really creative with that handle. Yeah. Like I say, guys, the only reason I'm doing it is one, I've done a video on him on his way back home. Put it up. I think I got about 17,000 views on it. And also he's in all our videos, and he's always slamming about me as well. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, I am prepared to discuss stuff with people, you know. Lady J walking from the Shankill to Donegal Road every week in the 90s to see my dad. My ma and him got divorced when I was 12. We were only allowed to see him once a week. So that's a dodgy wee walk. We got really creative with that handle, yep. Paddy Stinian 70 and Paddy Stein 14 is his handles, guys. The Somalian is out next month, is in 15 months. Cheers for that, Sean. 110 minutes. Mark Nicholson, hello pal, how you doing? John McCook, is it true one of the Tesco owners owns the hotels that's housing the boat people? I don't know, mate. I couldn't honestly say. Like, all I do know is that they're protesting outside Tesco's. I'm sure. Was that Tesco's today? Was it? Or was Tesco's? Was it?
Yeah, because one of the workers wouldn't.
I'm just gonna call him the pound shop Paddy. I'll do it. I'm the pound shop Tommy Rumson's going by the papers, so quite sure he can handle that one. But like I say, I've got no hate. Don't hate the guy. Don't hate the guy. You know what I mean? He's the only one that's shown any hate towards me. You know what I mean? So got to understand. I want to understand what the problem is, and he can ask me whatever question he wants, and I'm prepared to answer any question. You know. Just up for another few Freedom Dad. Keep the great work. Thank you, Jerry. Yeah, it was Tesco's. Yeah, cheers, Wade. Great night tonight, Freedom Dad. Thank you. Isn't Sainsbury's Poppy Andrews? I don't know. Asda is owned by a couple of brothers who are Muslims, I believe. I hate my enemies. They also have started a chain of garages that they're opening up all over the place. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. Tesco's Express. At each of my house protesting. I fly the Union Jack and Israel. He's a bully, and we know all about bullies. Don't hate your enemies, pray for them. There you go, Lady J. You don't miss your words, do you? You do not mince your words. But yeah, guys, like I say, a day off tomorrow. I just came on to say to you like what's been happening and to cover the video I done. And to thank you for the CJ for bringing the footage. You know what I mean? Couple of the clips you can see me in the clips. I was there. You know what I mean? I like to try and cover CJ and cover what's happening with CJ. So if anything happens, there's another camera looking at it from outside rather than just CJ's camera dealing with what's going on in front of him. I like to look and see what's going on behind them. And that's what we do when we're out there, citizen journalists, at the Palestinian demos. We keep an eye on each other. Foxy Lad has done security for me and CJ. And like Waza is one of my security guys in the doghouse. I know he's not on the night, he's at a pantomime. You know, and you know, I've got a couple of other good guys who are around me that don't want to be named, you know what I mean? Like to stay in the back, behind the scenes. So our main goal right now is to get Pinky's bail conditions dropped so Pinky can get back online, go back to demos, and just have the freedoms of everybody else to have in this country because he is being persecuted for something that he never done. Glenn Kane, exactly the same. He's up for a magazine that the guy that wrote it hasn't been persecuted or prosecuted, but Glenn has for owning it and for memorabilia from the Power Multis from back in the day, which is an absolute farce. Every one of us has it in our house. And if they were to do all our doors and charge us all, the jails would be full within 24 hours. There's not much of it about. So, yeah, that's the goal. That's what we're driving at right now. Stevie Baker, get Stevie Baker out as well. hopefully he calms down a wee bit. You know, as you know, he's Stevie Baker. Stevie Baker. He made a mistake. He did make a mistake. He had bail conditions that I don't think he realised or he thought were dropped. And it's an easy mistake to make because you got police bail conditions, then you got court conditions, and because the court conditions were dropped, he thought instantly, like most people will, if they're dropped, then the police conditions are dropped. That's not the case, and it's a mistake a lot of guys make. So it's not like down to being like any fault of his own. It's a mistake that a lot of people make, and most people would probably get away with it, but because it was him, they were right on top of him, you know. And they seem to take great pleasure of taking me and my 4 children off the streets. For what? For what? What's he done? You know, let's be honest. What has he done? You know, all he's done is all he's doing is fighting for the country. You know what I mean? He's got a different style than most. You know what I mean? And he's Stevie Baker. Stevie Baker. He's not. He hasn't got a team around him. Stevie Baker. Stevie Baker. Freedom Dad's Freedom Dad. I've got a wee team around me. We know what direction we go in, and I take advice and criticism. Where Stevie doesn't. You know, he just does his own thing, and that's the man he is. You know what I mean? And he doesn't listen to nobody, and he does his own thing, and that's it in a nutshell. And you know, you got to respect the man that stands out there and been doing it for so long through COVID and everything, and you know, putting his face out there. And like I say, he's not everybody's cup of tea, you know, because of the style, the way he delivers it, and a lot of people, it's too much for people when he goes on about the WEF and WHO and all the rest of it. And it is just too much sometimes, and that's why I try to keep it simple in layman's terms. My goal is to bring awareness to Northern Ireland, let the politicians know what's going on in the street, what's happening online, let bring in what I know and experience to the platform so anybody that wants to listen to it and take advice from it and go forward with what they're getting from us because it will help them if they understand the love that Freedom Dad's getting from the Catholic community. It can only help. It can only help. You know what I mean? There's things happening that's the first. You know, I'm the first Protestant to go down to Southern Ireland and speak outside the post office. I'm probably going to be the first Protestant to get into a debate online live with the opposite side. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of firsts, and I'm doing it because nobody else is doing it, and I'm doing it because I think it's the right thing to do. You know, um, I'm not, and I get criticism, I get haters because people think, you know, I'm talking to the enemy, going down to Southern Ireland, and that's just the risk I've got to take. I just hope people with intelligence see the bigger picture and understand what Freedom Dad's actually doing. You know what I mean? And that's trying to create an environment where everybody's on the same page. Because if we keep fighting with each other, just like me and the IRA boy in the jail back in 1990, and when we were in Aylesbury, long-term prison for young offenders, which was the most violent prison I've ever been in. Just like then, me and him couldn't have survived that unless we came together. And that's the facts. You know, if me and him had been fighting each other, we had no chance. We would have been destroyed by the rest. It was 70% black, and they hated. They, you know, like I say, they called me Paddy. If they had knew that I was a loyalist, a Protestant, I mean, they would have hated me because they hated anything British. You know what I mean? This is the truth. And obviously, these type of guys have a lot of time for the IRA because the IRA attacked the British and all that. And these are guys that are living in Britain. You know what I mean? And this is what I experienced as an 18-year-old. You know what I mean? In England, I went doing a six. He was doing an 8. You know, so you know, I that's who I am. That's what I've experienced. So that's how I'm able to do what I'm doing, and I'm able to say, you know, I'm able to communicate with guys in the south and have make friends. Because if I can make friends with an IRA man in the jail when I'm a young boy, you know, full of bitterness and hatred, as we were in the 80s and the 90s, then I think we can do it now. I think we can all do it now, and I think the only way forward is recognizing that we're Christians. Protestants and Catholics were Christians. The only difference is there's 4 or 5 books in our Bibles, you know, and we're not that different. We're not that different. And one day our kids are going to see that. You know, one day I do believe our kids are going to experience that there's no difference between them, you know, because of what's coming, you know, and that's what I see, the future I see. I can't see any other future where Islam isn't going to grow in England and Ireland and dominate Parliament, dominate citizen life. More mosques are going to be there. There's going to be more Sharia courts. There's going to be no dogs allowed, no pork allowed. More women are going to have to cover their heads up and behave in that Islamic way, you know. And I do believe that, you know, like they've been saying this for the last 20 years, there will be an ISIS flag flying over the Parliament. There will be an ISIS flag flying over Windsor Castle. And they've been telling us this for the last 25, 30, 40 years, you know what I mean? And it's coming to fruition. These guys have been saying this so many years ago. It's happening. It is happening. Look at Scotland. Look, Anza Sarwar, leader of the Labour Party in Scotland, and who was that other one? That was SNP leader. Who was the SNP leader? The Muslim SNP leader, Pakistani guy. He was angry that everybody was white in Scotland. Yeah, this is facts. You know, this guy gave a speech saying, you know, I've covered it. It's on one of my videos. You know, he was there for about 5 minutes. Hanzib Youssef, thank you. Yeah, Hanzib Youssef. So that's another guy who got into power in Scotland, leader of the SNP, First Minister of Scotland, and one of the first speeches he done was complaining that everybody was white. You know, so racist. You're not going to get more racist than that. Was he convicted of a racist thing? No. You know, if I was to complain that there was too many black people in anywhere, I would be classed as racist and it would be a hate crime. But one rule for them, one rule for us, and that's how we're going forward. They're going to be able to be racist. They're going to be able to be detrimental or derogative or whatever the words you want to use against the people, the citizens, the people, the patriots. And I've seen about 3 videos now of Sarwar, whose dad is also involved in the councils and the Green Party in England, and Hanzib Youssef. I've seen videos where they're in rooms telling other Pakistani men that we're here to get bigger, we're here to take power. You know, these are guys that are in Parliament today telling us and other Pakistani men that we are going to take over. We are, you know, you look at the Cambridge and Oxford University, how many Muslims passed the bar? You know, 80%, 70% have passed the bar. This is your future lawyers, prosecutions, politicians for England, you know. It's not like the old days where it was British, English, Scottish, whatever, going through and passing the bar. It's now foreigners coming in from other countries, going through our universities, getting visas and staying here. And eventually they will be ruling us and they'll be policing us. And all I'm going to say is not in Northern Ireland, not in the 6 counties of Ulster. There's not a man. When it comes to it, we will wake up. The Catholics and the Protestants will wake up eventually, and hopefully the little seeds that I've been planted will help them flowers grow. The patriot flowers grow because they need to grow. We need to come together, and we need to lay down foundations to protect Ulster from Islamification, from an Islamic state, using our empathy and feeling like, oh, poor refugees, or they're running from. No, they're not. They're running through 6, 7 countries to get here for the benefits. You know, they're not here because they're running from anywhere. They're running from France, running from Belgium, running from Holland, running from Spain, running from Italy. There's no fucking wars in any of them countries, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's all bullshit, guys. It's all lies. They're here to replace us. There's a bigger agenda. You know what the agenda is. You know, 2030. They're wanting us all digital ID. They want us all facial recognition. They want to control our money. They want to control where we spend our money. And if you disagree with Islam, you will be punished through digital ID and digital currency because they will have complete control. And again, not in Ulster. It's not happening in Ulster. And yeah, I think if our politicians were even to start going down that road, because our politicians haven't spoken an awful lot about digital ID. They haven't spoken a lot about digital currency. You know what I mean? We are very unique in Northern Ireland, and we have the power and the capabilities to stop these things happening. That's what you've got to know. We're able to do it. But we're not able to do it when we're fighting amongst each other. We're not able to do it when Sinn Féin have got such a romanticism relationship with Hamas, who are Islamic terrorists, 110%. When the relationship with Gaza, as you've seen in the video that we put out with Glenn, with Jerry Adams over visiting the Hamas leaders, when at the same time complaining today of our politicians going over and visiting schools. So you can see the two-tier, you can see the ironic nonsense from Sinn Féin IRA and how they're so going out of their way to bring Islam into Northern Ireland, i.e. Hamas, Palestinians, Gazans, whatever you want to call them. So eventually they will vote for them and vote the Brits out. But once they've got the Brits out, Islam will turn against them and they will be out as well. And then the only people will be left will be the Islamists in Northern Ireland, just like Ireland and like England, like we see right now. You see Birmingham, you know, it's not fake news, it's happening. There's no going back. They aren't going to deport millions and millions of Muslims. These Muslims are here to stay. They're going to be having 4, 5, 6 children. They are 1, 2 children. And you do the math, in 20 years' time, they're going to be majority. And there's nothing that Paul Thorpe, Mayor Tucci, or anybody else is going to be able to do about it, you know. And that's the sad fact about it. And I don't know why they're trying to push and why they're, maybe it's their last-ditch effort, but the last-ditch effort should have happened 10 years ago. But it didn't because of the silencing and the persecution that these right-wing activists went through, you know. Paul Thorpe went through so much pressure they had to leave the country because he was being harassed that much. Plus, being such a big platform, everybody knows him. I walk about Northern Ireland, everywhere I go, people are coming up to me. I'm lucky that people are coming up to me and shaking my hand. You know, like Sir Paul, if I was sitting with 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 followers, people would come up to me and punch me in the nose. I know that. And that's the problem that these guys have had in England. And I don't knock them. I don't, I've got nothing. I'll never ever say anything bad about these guys because they've got to protect themselves. You know, they're living in England that's getting replaced. It's dangerous, you know, and you can't do what you need to do when you're living in fear of Muslims attacking you. You need to get out of the country to be able to carry on doing the work that you do. Because a lot of people do call Paul out because he left for Spain. I totally get it. I totally understand it. You know, he's got to think about his family, his grandchildren. He's got to keep his family safe. And the government aren't protecting him. The government were actually causing him more problems than enough. Every time he left the country, every time he went through the airport, he was getting harassed. You know, so yeah, it is a difficult situation for these guys. I do believe it's too late for them to do anything. I think they're just trying to slow it down a wee bit, but I don't think they're going to stop it, unfortunately. And yeah, that's my opinion. And a lot of people don't agree with it. A lot of people don't like me talking like that, but that's my opinion. I've done the numbers. I've worked it out. Unless you can deport 1 to 2 million people because they're Muslims, which is impossible, there's nothing they're going to do. The births and the deaths, we've got more people dying than we have getting born, so we're already in a decline. We don't have people having children, so we're not growing population. They, in fact, are growing crazy amounts. They're having 4 or 5 children to different wives, and we've got a constant flow of more coming in through immigration. So it's, the figures are being hidden from you. I think once the English guys understand the actual figures that are in England, and then they sit down and do the math, then they're going to have to admit it. They're going to have to admit it. They're going to have to start thinking about getting plans, getting people moved out. We would quite happily take. We've got plenty. Oh crap! We've got plenty of people, plenty of housing we could sort out. We wouldn't be too long in sorting things out to have places here for people coming from England and Scotland. We would take refugees. You know what I mean? From England and Scotland that find themselves in areas where they're being persecuted. Jewish people, even Indian people. Because it's not just white Christians, it's Indian people that are suffering as well. They've got as many kids suffering through the grooming gangs. Maybe not as many, but they are suffering. Indian children are suffering because of the grooming gangs. Because remember, this is a racially motivated crime. They aren't targeting their own. They do not target their own. They target non-believers, kafar, people like us, people that aren't Muslims. Anybody that isn't a Muslim is a target to extremism. It's as simple as that, guys. So yeah, that's a couple of hours now, guys. I've been on, so I'm going to knock it in the head now. Thanks for coming in and spending a bit of time with Freedom Dad. Like I say, if anybody wants to talk to me about anything I ever talk about, you can always come up and speak to me about it. I'm open for dialogue. I'm open to be criticised. I'm open for people to come up and say, Freedom Dad, you make a mistake. You shouldn't say this. You shouldn't say that. You know, show me the facts. Show me the proof, and I will readjust my behaviour and readjust my style of delivering my content if somebody thinks that I'm doing it wrong. I believe I've been doing it long enough now. I do enough research. You know, I do a lot of research, and you know, the facts are there. The figures are there. You can do the sums. You just need a calculator. England is in trouble. Ireland quite possibly could be in trouble because we don't know the figures. Only the people in Ireland know that. But yeah, thank you, Kendo. Thank you, Ragnar, Bernie. Thank you all for coming in. You just want to say good night. We'll do a wee Waltons. Sean, happy days. Mark, good night. Good night to you, bro. Prayer time was used to regulate crowds. It's been abolished, so more chaotic. Yep. Paul. Wee bit bungers, good night. Kenny McDermott, good night, bro. Gary Belfast, good night. John R, Lady J, Deal back. Whoa. Wazak, good night, mate. Big up. No days off. See you then tomorrow. Dean. Loyalist Glenn Gomley, good night and God bless everyone. Good wee chat with you today, mate. If you need to chat again, give me a phone. Mark Nicholson, fans, mate. Much respect. Thank you, Gary Gary Belfast, BG. I wish you were wrong, Freedom Dad. I would sleep easier at night if you were wrong. I wish I was wrong. I'm not one of these guys that wants to bring bad news for dramatic content. It breaks my fucking heart. I'm a unionist. I love England. My brother lives in Liverpool. I've got loads of friends in England. I've got loads of friends in Scotland. And I take no pleasure in telling you that I think that it's game over for England. I can't see any way out of it. You know, I really can't. Reform are going to get in next. They're going to be as bad as Labour, as you will soon see, you know. I can only hope that something happens and, you know, like Advance UK, you know, UKIP, Britain First, Homeland, ADF, and who else have we got? All come together. Just all the right wing parties come together. That's how you can do it. You can do it, but you need to stop fighting amongst yourselves. You've got too many political parties, too many egos, too many chiefs. Everybody wanting to be in charge. You know, that's where you're going wrong. Everybody hating on everybody else. He can't speak. Don't speak to him. Oh, he's got a bad background. The same thing that happens with me. People don't want to touch me because I've got a shitty past. That's what's going on over. That's what's been going over there for a long time, and that's what's brought them down. Good night, Dean, mate. Catch you tomorrow. Paul, have a good one. Thank you. Ragnar, Everton FC is right. Was Everton FC, Ireland, Sean, Ireland has slowed down, but you're to pay €1 10 million by 27. Philip, football is woke. Mark Nicholson, keep your faith, Patriots, stand tall. Jimmy, say hello, bro. Hello, Jimmy. Reform, advance 2029. Jesus Christ is King, never forget that. Kenny, we will never forget that. Stacks flat. Everton FC, vote for me. I'll vote for you, mate. John Cook, good night, Freedom Dad. Noel, just on, have this up, please. Leave this up. Yes, my lives always stay up, mate. Depending, obviously, the odd one comes down. Depends what we're talking about. Night, all good night, Paddy Stein. I know you're watching. Yeah, no. Listen. Guys, I've been a bit crude and a bit rude towards him to Paddy tonight. You know, it's banter. It's banter. You can take it. You're out there with mass, jumping about flat, jumping up CJ's face. Where's your bulletproof? You know, giving Freedom Dad a hard time on your TikToks, acting a big man, getting all these hardliners on, taking the piss out of Freedom Dad. So you're just getting a wee bit of piss taken back. It's nothing personal. We're a lot bigger than that. We're adults. You know what I mean? And it's down to you now. I've laid the olive branch out. If you want to talk to me, you want to go do a live. I'm not going to be nasty. I'm not going to rip you a new one. I'm just going to debate and talk and tell you where I come from, what I'm about, and that I don't hate you. Even if you hate me, I don't hate you back. It's as simple as that. You know, don't have enough time to hate. Hate is too expensive. Hate is too dangerous for our country. You know, I do not want to waste my time hating on another Northern Irishman, whether he's Protestant or Catholic. It's as simple as that, guys. You know, and I just wish he would all take Freedom Dad same stance, because we would have this place well sorted. So we really would. We would be so strong, nothing could touch us. We would be voting the politicians that we want in. We wouldn't be politicians wouldn't get selected anymore. They would be voted in by us. We would have the power. The people have the power. We've always had the power. We just never used it because they've always kept us divided. You know, just with the union, Scotland, Wales, England, Northern Ireland, divided. There's no union. That's division, you know. And then inside, you got even more division inside, you know, with Scotland, Catholics and Protestants, Celtic and Rangers. England, you got all the north, the south, and then all the rest. You know what I mean? And everything is created for division. The football teams, Liverpool, Everton, you know, Manchester United, Crystal Palace, Tottenham, you know, all the old firms, Chelsea, all division that's been put. We're all divided. All little things that you just don't recognise. It's all there to divide. It's to stop us all coming together as one. And the Football Alliance guys, they've worked that one out. They know what's going on. They know what time it is. Time to come together. So I think it's time that we all started talking the same. And you don't have to forget who you are, guys. You don't have to forget what your past. You don't have to forget your fallen. You don't have to forget your traditions or your culture. We're not asking for anybody else. We're just asking everyone to accept each other's traditions and cultures and move on respectfully, you know, and stop fighting each other. And, you know, once we sort this out, if you want to go back to the troubles and fight over United Ireland, I'm quite sure there's plenty of our children will accommodate that, you know. But I think if we were to get it right now, us older generation, we would lay the foundations that our children would become friends because of what we've done, you know. And that's where I'm at. It's the most important thing. Not talking about United Ireland, you know. I'm talking about a united Northern Ireland. That's what I'm talking about. And we've got the Orange Order, we've got the bands, you've got the GAA. I'm not asking for nothing to go away. I'm proud to have the Orange Men. I'm proud to be a Protestant. I'm proud to be a Unionist at the moment, you know. And I would like to think that you guys on the other side are proud of the IRA and everything that's going on, and you're the guys, whatever, you know what I mean? And just go on. We don't need to talk about it. When we're together, we can talk about what we need to talk about, what's coming. We don't need to talk and debate what's went on in the past. We know what's went on in the past. We've all suffered. Some of our children are still suffering. A lot of us have lost a lot of friends. There's a lot of fucking kids out there with no mums and dads. You know what I mean? There's a woman in this house right now whose man got unalived in front of her. You know what I mean? And people suffered because of that. So yeah, everybody around me has been touched by the troubles. You know, you're not going to get a more loyalist person than me and the people around me, but we are prepared to go forward and have dialogue. We are prepared to say, right, okay, this has happened. It's happened in the past. It's 2025. We've got something coming that we never expected. Nobody's seen this coming, you know, but it's coming. It's here. It's here. It's in Ballymena. Okay, it's in Glengormley. It's in the village. It's in Fane Street. It's everywhere. It's in Southern Ireland, and it's everywhere in the Midlands. And it's that bad. There's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of children who have suffered because of Pakistani grooming gangs. You know, it's real. It's here. And if we don't do something about it, it's going to take over Northern Ireland. And I pray to God that us guys can see sense and get the word out. You know, get the word out that this is how we can do this. The only way we can do this, just like me and my mate in the jail, we wouldn't have survived if we hadn't came together, knowing that we would never be friends outside of the prison. We done it. So like that, we can come together. But later on, we can be enemies again. Once we secure our borders and secure a Christian and Catholic Protestant future and make sure that we protect ourselves with laws, whether it's from whatever, you know, whether we go right back and use the stuff that our forefathers used to protect us, the Magna Carta, you know, all them sort of things that are there written down by our ancestors to protect for this coming. We should be using all that, you know. So we'll go into that more detail in our time. I'm going to bring other people in to talk about that kind of stuff. But yeah, there is solutions. We can't fix everything, and it really is fixable. So yeah, I'm going to say goodbye, guys. If I missed any out, ladies, yeah, not. But yeah, 138 minutes, just over 2 hours. Toodaloo. Thank you, John, for that. Toodaloo. Big shout out to EBFD. Big shout out to Pinky. Big shout out to Mr. X Glen Kane. And yeah, all the other guys. Stevie Baker's in the jail, you know, and Robin and his 4 children, who hopefully will be with their dad this Christmas, with the help of the Patriots and the work that the Patriots are doing. Certainly from no help from the government, because the government would be quite happy taking that father away from his 4 children. For what? For what? You know, quite happy taking Pinky away from his children. For what? See, McGlenn, he's got children. You know, they'd be quite happy locking Glenn up over Christmas. For what? You got to understand why they're doing this, why they're locking men up, why they've got men in bail conditions. When you understand the truth behind it all, that's when you're shocked of how cruel and how much injustice is in our government in Northern Ireland. Why? Because Sinn Féin have got a grip of it. Sinn Féin have got a grip of the courts. You know, Jerry Kelly is a policing minister. What chance have we got right now? Let's vote them out. Let's vote the right men in, and let's move on together and secure the future for our country and our children. I'm Freedom Dad, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for the chat. Thank you for the input, and thank you for helping my channel grow. Freedom Dad isn't going anywhere. I am having a wee break. Like, I'm not jumping about like a madman, but I am doing family stuff and chilling out with wee Tulip and my godson and all my other loved ones and my best friends around me. And yeah, see you all tomorrow night. God bless.